Introducing first the challenger in the red corner. He has a record of 17 wins with only 1 defeat and 1 draw, with 7 wins coming by way of knockout. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 9 stone exactly, and tonight he wears the black shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Birmingham, and across the ring in the blue corner, he is unbeaten with a record of 12 wins and no defeats, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. At the weigh-in, he scaled 8 stone 13 pounds, and tonight he wears the white and purple shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Bearsted, Scotland, the reigning, defending, undefeated British and Commonwealth featherweight champion, Nathaniel, the Nightmare Collins!
You both know the rules. We've been through the instructions in the dressing rooms. Remember to obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, lads.
27-year-old Nathaniel Collins being given a hug by his trainer. Comes from Bearsden, near Glasgow. Raza Hamza from Birmingham. Been training in Wales for this one. Raza saying he's been away from distractions. He's been away from his family as well. He's not seen his daughter, Lana, for 4 weeks, and down he goes in the opening seconds. My goodness, what a start. And the referee's looking, it could be all over right here. First punch of the fight, and it is. It's finished. The first meaningful punch, and it's all over.
Incredible stuff. Good right hook from Collins. Has caught Raza Hamza. Just caught him cold. It was a terrific shot, well timed. And Nathaniel Collins has produced a cracking punch indeed. A lot of power on it. It was a definite right hook around the guard of Raza Hamza. Like I said, just caught him cold and he couldn't recover. So what a performance that is from Collins.
Well, where you couldn't believe that came as quickly as it did. 27 years old, Nathaniel, his 4th defence of the Commonwealth title, defending the British title as well for the first time that he won in his last contest. And let's take another look, Richie.
So he's gone to the body there, just backed him up into the corner onto the ropes, and then just whipped a shot over the top. It's sort of a hook come straight right. And let's have a look at here from this angle. It's an awkward sort of shot. Is it a long, yeah, it's just a long sort of chopping right hand over the guard of Raza Hamza. Hits him right on the point of the chin. Let's have a look at it from here. Right round, and you can see his head, the way he just jolted to the side. So it's right on the point of the chin. Yeah, a cracking shot indeed, and there must be a lot of power in that shot. Raza Hamza caught cold, could not recover.
I saw this week that Nick Ball, the Liverpool lad, has been installed as the WBC #1 challenger. And who knows, a fight against Nathaniel Collins, that could be something very special. Ray Vargas currently holds the WBC title, but Collins, he is putting himself right in the mix.
Yes, he is, and if Nick Ball can get that world title shot, and Nick Ball is he's a real handful. I think he's good enough to win a world title. If he wins a world title, what about a defence against Nathaniel Collins? That would be an absolute cracking contest, and I'm sure both boxers would relish it. The British boxing public would certainly relish it, and why not? But that's further down the road. Tonight, Nathaniel Collins has produced a tremendous shot. Great first round, and he's won a good contest there.
Well, there were whispers that he was tight at the weight, and that the further the fight goes, the more he might suffer. Well, when it goes as quickly as that, you can be as tight as you like.
Yeah. He's caught him with that shot, hasn't he? Sort of over the guard of Raza Hamza. Wasn't expecting it. It was right on the point of the chin. Superb stuff.
The fighters are now with the referee, and all that remains is for Dev Sani to confirm that dramatic first-round knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the time of 24 seconds in the very first round, your referee Kevin Parker calls a halt to this contest. Therefore, your winner by knockout, and still British and Commonwealth featherweight champion, Nathaniel, the Nightmare Collins!
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Fight Night Live on TNT Sports from the AO Arena in Manchester, England. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red and Unibet. We get things started with 12 rounds scheduled, and it will be for the British and Commonwealth Featherweight Championships. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge Robin Smith, CBC supervisor is Steve Hiscock. Our timekeeper is Gary Brennan. Our 3 judges assigned, all from England, will be Victor Laughlin, Mark Lyson, and Kevin Parker. Our referee in charge will be Kieran McCann of England. Introducing to you first, the challenger fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing black with red, white, and blue, and weighed in officially at 8 stone, 13 pounds. Hailing from right here, Manchester, England, he is undefeated with 13 wins. 3 of his 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Zach Miller! And his opponent across the ring, he is the defending champion, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing gray with red and weighed in the same as his opponent, 8 stone, 13 pounds. Coming to us from Glasgow, Scotland, he is undefeated with 13 wins. 7 of his 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending British and Commonwealth featherweight champion, Nathaniel, the Nightmare Collins.
All right, gents, you both had your instructions in the dressing room. You know what I expect. Keep the fight clean, obey my commands, and most importantly, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands.
Well, Zach Miller had some noisy support of the weigh-in yesterday, and I can report they're here inside the arena here in Manchester tonight. He's taller, and he says if he wins tonight, he's taking the belts to the Chinese karaoke later on. But there's so much work for him to do, Steve, before that, against a world-ranked fighter in Nathaniel Collins, who's defended the Commonwealth title 4 times to this point. It's the 2nd defence of his British title tonight that he won against James Beach in March.
2 kids that on paper, if you look at the stats, they're identical stats, 13 and 0, 13 and 0, but very different story if you just peer a little bit below the surface. His experience, Collins, is far superior to Miller's. That might be Miller's Achilles tonight, Fletch.
Both of them in there in black and red, and the trunks that have got more red on them belonging to the champion Nathaniel Collins from Bearsden in Scotland. He's only had a 10-minute drive or so to get here tonight. Zach Miller, but stepping up in class, stepping up in quality of opposition against a man in there in Collins who we know can throw with power.
What Collins is doing, Fletch, is he's fighting like a banger. I know he's stopped or dropped 5 of his last 6, and that's how he's fighting. He's looking like a man that's just got to find an opening, just got to find a gap. Miller needs to get his shoulders down and just relax. Easier said than done when you've got 400 friends from your estate watching you fight, Fletch.
Collins, the champion, a southpaw in there. Looking to work behind that right jab and then throw that left in behind it. It's the first title fight as a professional for Miller. His first scheduled 12-rounder. And the first time he's fought an opponent with a winning record. And Collins is the first southpaw that he's been in with as well. And the big question is, how is this step up in quality going to affect him in there tonight, and it is the champion who started off here on the front foot, landing the better punches in this opening round.
What he's doing, Collins, quite well is he's making Miller work when Collins isn't working. He's just backed him up, he's getting a little bit close with that foot, and without even throwing punches, he's making Miller work. He's making Miller use an awful lot of energy for a fight that's only 2 minutes old.
Both men in there, just having a look at each other, as you might expect in this first round. The British and Commonwealth featherweight titles on the line. Collins managing to land, but that little exchange there will just provide some encouragement to Miller.
And that was smart thing, and it's the first time Miller's done that. He's let Collins miss with his left hand and countered smartly and moved. That's what he would do. He's a tiny little boxing player, just needs to relax a little bit.
And there's the bell to end the first round here in Manchester.
Yes, Collins.
He's looking for his backhand, he's bringing his backhand to try to hit with the body shot. Countered it with the arm shot. Countered that shot quick. He landed that backhand perfectly straight. Once, step to him, make him throw, first and third. Make him throw, as soon as you feint, you fling your first in. Then he'll bring his backhand to the body, countered it with the arm shot. Okay, countered it with the arm shot.
Welcome back to the AO Arena in Manchester.
Don't be too greedy when you do land the heat shot. Don't start
That's
trying to
Joe Ham Sr. doing the talking with Nathaniel Collins.
Concentration.
What a night we've got tonight. 7 title fights, some with world title consequences. Some of the best fighters in Britain involved, along with men and women who have held world title belts. Every fight is fascinating in its own way, and we're excited to be able to enjoy it with you. Second round scheduled for 12 then, the British and Commonwealth featherweight title fight between the Scotsman, the defending champion Nathaniel Collins, and the local man from Ashton-under-Lyne, Zach Miller. Just 1 or 2 signs at the end of the first, Steve, that Miller might just be starting to find his range, but you'd understand it tonight if he's nervous in there.
And he was nervous, and he was clearly nervous. First 2 minutes, Larry said to be pushed back. He was maybe overcompensating. He needs to just relax. A 12-round fight. He's never been this distance before. And maybe he's going to go there for the first time. Like, yeah, it's nice and slow and nice and relaxed. He's already slowed down, picking his shots better. Collins.
Talking about the power that Nathaniel Collins brings. He's stopped 5 of the last 6 men that he's been in there with, so that's bound to be in the back of Miller's mind. There's already a really good atmosphere inside the arena, which is far from full, but the Miller supporters in here are really making themselves heard.
They make themselves heard. They followed this kid. This is one of the reasons why he's not had many tests. He's been selling tickets. He's popular. They're coming out for him. Whereas Collins has talked actually about how hard it is to become a star in Scotland. Slightly controversial, but hey, he's from Scotland and he said it.
Collins just falling short with that left hand and was countered quite well by Miller.
I think Miller's moving well, Fletcher, really do. He's moving really well. Sure, he's under pressure, but he's not panicking. He's moving well.
Just starting to find the range for the counter punches. The challenger Miller, who all week has been very, very confident, particularly yesterday at the weigh-in. He seemed to relish the atmosphere, supporters with him in the room making themselves heard, and he seemed to be taking everything in stride. He's just starting to find his range a little bit here. Collins, though, we know, is a very, very dangerous customer.
And he's got that experience. So they both got 13 fights. That's where the similarities in their careers finish. He's had the rounds this season. That's great counter there.
Yeah, that might be the best punch that Miller's thrown so far tonight. Just made the champion take a backward step.
what's happening is their two front feet are clashing a little bit. That's causing a few problems. It's the first southpaw that Miller's fault, so he's not used to it. Collins is.
And there's the bell.
Snatching it a little bit more, yeah, but without overcommitting.
Yeah, the other way round this time. 10-9 the other way. 10 to Miller, 9 to...
When you're leading, keep shape a little bit more. Sometimes you're squaring up.
Steve, let's have a look at this little counter punch that Zach Miller landed in the second round.
We know he's a good starter anyway, so
it was a shot, but he's actually got his foot, like I'd said. There's a southpaw clash of feet. Collins gets it every fight, because he fights orthodox fighters most of the time. Miller's never fought a southpaw, so their feet are clashing.
Collins is a man on an upward trajectory and beaten his 7th title fight tonight. He's stopped 5 of the last 6 that he's been in with. It's taken him to number 6 in the WBC featherweight rankings. And the men ranked 1 and 2. Nick Ball and Isaac Dogbe go head-to-head later on in the joint main event tonight. So it's a fascinating night really in this division. 3rd round scheduled for 12. You'd say at this point that Collins, the champion, hasn't really been able to take control of things completely in there.
Absolutely, I thought he won the first and I thought he lost the second. Not a lot in either of those 2 rounds, so it could be 2-0 either way. I think Miller's just growing in confidence slightly, but saying that, so's Collins. He's getting a bit closer.
The one thing that's worth mentioning as well, though, every success that Miller had is cheered to the rafters in here by his supporters.
That's an outrageous claim by you there.
Very competitive to this point, pretty even as well. Miller's been pretty good to this point, Steve, staying out of Collins' range.
Yeah, and so perhaps that's just something he's going to have to change. He might just get picked off because he is throwing bigger shots, clearer shots, and the judges do like to forget Miller's screaming horns. And I think Miller will at some point get a bit closer. That's when he'll be in the firing zone.
Trying to get inside that high-held guard of Zach Miller. He's the busier man in the 3rd round in there.
He's just dropped it, a couple of shots just underneath the guard, a couple of body shots. Not a lot, 1 or 2. Don't want to show too much. Just have a little touch,
Collins is the man in there at the moment who's throwing the higher volley of punches. Just seems to be finding some kind of a rhythm here in the 3rd round, the champion. That's a really good shot. Snaking uppercut through the guard that landed right on the chin of Zach Miller. Best punch we've seen from Collins up to now.
Yeah, he screwed that right uppercut up, and then he landed the left cross. It was just a bit high. That would have been a really good combination. He meant it, Fletch, as well.
Final 20 seconds of the 3rd round. This has been the best round for Collins to this point. He was just caught there by a left on the way out, though, from Miller.
Having to work there. Miller's having to work there, but he is landing, he is connected, and he's letting his own body shots go. I think in the corner there, Johan will be talking to Collins, telling him just calm down. It's the screw shot, let's have a look. Good shot, and the fodder left just bounces off the shoulder. If the left comes crunching down, who knows? That's a good combination, Fletch.
Measured it, didn't he? And then landed it very, very cleanly, Nathaniel Collins.
I always like it when I see good shots that are intended, not good shots that land accidentally through a swing or as someone falls over and overcommits. I like shots that are absolutely intended and are meant, and that's what we saw there. A really good shot.
Yeah.
Steve Mayland is the chief second in Zach Miller's corner. Terry Flanagan, the former WBO World Lightweight Champion, is in there too. He's going to be handling the cuts. Familiar to this arena, of course, Terry Flanagan and these supporters too.
This arena, this kind of atmosphere. I'll tell you one thing Mayland told me before we came in, this round starts. He said, Steve, I'm a little bit concerned about how he'll respond. I tell you what, he'll be happy with the way he has responded. He wasn't sure if the occasion would get to him today.
Into the fourth, with the British and Commonwealth featherweight titles up for grabs tonight. The champion Nathaniel Collins from Scotland, and everything the local man Zach Miller does is received extremely warmly in here by his supporters, who at this stage are dominating the room.
I'm wondering if Collins might get a little bit closer this round. Fletch, he had a good third round, as you say. I wonder if we get a bit closer.
Really good left hand that forced the spray off the head of Miller. Just starting to land more significant shots towards the end of the third round, and here at the start of the fourth, just starting to find his range and find his power. It's another little problem here that Miller's got to solve in there, but that was a nice counter left as Collins came in.
Miller's not been at all bothered by it. You know, he's stuck to a game plan. He's not panicked. He's been putting a lot of pressure with it without being hit a lot. He's been put under pressure.
Collins continues to pump out that southpaw right jab. Miller just falling a little bit short with his work, and likewise the champion too. And it's the Miller supporters you can hear singing his name inside the Manchester Arena. Miller digging into the body, countered by Collins.
Can be outworked, Collins. You know, you can hit him with 3 or 4 jabs. He is waiting a long time between his own shots. Who knows?
Into the final minute then of the fourth round. Pretty even round this one. That's a good shot by Miller. That's been his plan so far tonight, to wait for Collins to commit and then try and hit him with sharp counters.
And it's worked, because Collins has thrown that left, the southpaw left, and he's overthrown it and been counted half a dozen times, Fletch.
Landing with a two-punch combination towards the end of this fourth round. Good shot by Miller though. Another decent counter-punch from the challenger, and that's the bell. So next up tonight, a 10-rounder for the vacant WBC and WBO Super Welterweight titles. Hannah Rankin looking to get her hands on the world title belts, and she's talking to Becky Ives. So Hannah Rankin comes next, vacant WBC and WBO Super Welterweight titles up against the Slovenian Emma Kozin, and we'll be joined by the unbeaten featherweight Raven Chapman here on commentary for that one, and everybody's looking forward to that one tonight, Steve. What an opportunity for Hannah Rankin.
It's a hard fight, and Rankin's got one of the rarest things in women's boxing. She's lost a few fights, but she still fights for titles. She's getting better with age.
Into the fifth round then, between the champion Nathaniel Collins and the challenger Zach Miller. I think you'd say to this point as well, Steve, with 4 rounds gone, it's anybody's fight at this stage. Neither of them have really been able to take a grip of it.
I've got it 2-2 because I never ever score drawn rounds. I've got it 2-2, but you know what, you could have it 4-0, you could have it 3-1, I'm not bothered.
Good work from Collins, a little bit off balance as he came in there, Miller.
just missing in that sweeping left hook. The big challenge he's got to think from this point is to put punches together in combinations. He's been okay with the single shot counters, but he's never really been able to put Collins under too much pressure in terms of a volume attack.
He's got two things he's got to work on. He's got to throw a couple of shots, as you say there correctly, but he's also got to work on pacing, Fletcher. He's never been in a fight like this. He's never been where he's going in about a couple of rounds' time towards the 7, 8, 9. That's dark territory, Fletcher.
You spoke earlier in the fight about the time they get closer together. This is the first time they've been stood toe-to-toe. They're very close now, and this is an opportunity for the uppercut to go in from Collins, which was thrown straight after a body shot that was dug in right behind the elbow of Miller.
He looked comfortable in close, didn't he, Collins, Fletcher? Looked like a different fighter suddenly.
Yeah, seemed like it suited him when he got in there. Coming into the fight, Miller said his footwork, his hand speed and his fitness would all be superior to Collins. Find out about the fitness aspect in the second half of this fight.
He's just slowly, he is slowly getting marked up a little bit, Fletch, there. Just on the left eye, you can just see they've been working on it for a couple of rounds, Miller. He's also starting to move quite a lot and a bit erratically.
Yeah, this is the first real sign of danger, concern in there for Miller. Collins, as close as he's been, he's able to stand there and pick his shots at the moment. Seems very, very comfortable working on the inside. This is the kind of fight that suits the champion.
He's got closer and closer. He's stalked him. Now he looks dangerous, Collins. Looks really dangerous.
Looks like it's Collins' fight when they get close like this. Miller's got to solve the riddle. He's got to get the distance back again. Managed to sneak a decent left hand in, though, as Collins came in. There's a bit of blood around the face of Miller. That's probably the best round of the fight so far for the champion, Nathaniel Collins.
To stay in a little bit to work the body, yeah? But you don't want to be staying in there, just getting hit with a few too many uppercuts, yeah?
Too much now.
What? What? Too much? Yeah,
it's alright, mate. Fucking
needs to do
that, but he's having a fucking hell of a massive push there, mate. Yeah?
Back to the boxing now again, yeah? Bad on him, Ted.
Give me that iron, what?
Welcome back to Manchester as we look at some of the work here in the previous round. That's a really nice body shot that he followed up with a really sharp uppercut, Collins. He was starting to put his punches together in that round.
That was the start of the round, Fletch, and he looked comfortable close. Those shots, they were on the borderline, bringing them up the middle on the outside, looked comfortable.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of damage to the nose of Zach Miller. That's what they were working on in the corner between rounds. And Steve Bailiff was also saying to him, listen, you cannot stay in there that close for that long. You've got to get the distance back again, and that's wise words from the trainer.
It is what they are, wise words, but easier said than done, because he's good at trapping you. He's good at getting his right leg outside your leg, Collins. You can't move the track. He can do what he likes.
Collins getting close again here at the start of the 6th round. He's finding it difficult to escape at the moment. Miller, the pressure continues to mount from the champion, and these are hurtful punches going in. Damage starting to get worse around the face of the challenger, and this is a Collins fight at the moment. This is how he wants it to go.
It's a Collins fight, and he's enjoying it. And I've just realised, Fletch, here we are going into the 6th round. He hasn't got a mark on his face, Collins. He's got a mark on his face. He's marking up quite a bit, Miller.
Gets that left hand through. The pressure from the champion now is relentless, and there's no real answer coming back from Miller. Those counter punches that were keeping him off in the first part of the fight are now just bouncing off Collins as he comes in.
What's happening? These counter punches that work so much in the 1st, 2nd and 3rd, now they're being countered, and they're being countered quite heavily. He is marking up Miller. His mouth slightly open. He's having to work his socks off to stay in this fight at this point.
Collins won the Commonwealth title in only his 8th fight. He's been the champion since the summer of 2021. To emphasise the different circles the two men have mixed in, Miller's last 2 fights was a 6-rounder in Bolton and a 4-rounder in Liverpool. And he actually said in the build-up when the fight was made, I thought I'd be fighting some crank off the estate when Steve Bailiff called him. He thought he was a wind-up, and here he is against a man who feels like he can go a long way in this division in Nathaniel Collins.
So we know Miller's prepared. We know that Steve Maylett's a good guy. He's a world champion in Terra Flanagan, but there's just a bit of grade and a bit of quality coming out here. Just a bit of grading.
The sixth round has followed the touch of the fifth. Collins landing most of the shots and applying all of the pressure. This is a really big test from this point, you feel, for Zach Miller.
Yeah, this is when he's going to have to prove what he can do. We know we're finding out he's brave. We know he can move. But being brave and being able to move sometimes not enough when a champion's on a roll like Collins is on.
The blood continues to pour from the nose of Miller inside the final 30 seconds. That got a big cheer from his supporters, that right hand that he was able to land. They're still right behind him in here, and he needs them at this point in the fight.
He's still in the fight. He's losing, but he's still in the fight.
Sure whether that was a smile or a grimace towards his corner. And there's the bell. Well, he still looks like he's enjoying it, but they've got to patch him up in there.
They've got to do a bit of work in there.
Let's have a listen in.
When you're at that range, you know, so when your straight shots are going in, yeah, we can't let him get to uppercut range, yeah, because he's throwing the uppercut. Yes, no. Yeah. Right, relax a minute, give him a bit of space, man. Yeah. Got to try and keep at that range now. When his hands are up, it's easier to whip with a jab. Yeah. So if he's got his guard up, make sure we're jabbing more. Yeah.
So what Maylett's saying is absolutely sensible. Keep him at that range. Keep him at that zone range. Try and throw your shots long. As I say, it's easier said than done. What Miller knows, he knows that Collins. He's just getting that bit closer. You've only got to get 2 or 3 inches closer. No adjustment of your feet to get inside the arc of those shots.
Well, you'd say as well, Steve, he looks fresh as the daisy, doesn't he? Nathaniel Collins right now.
He's waiting for the fight to start. Look at him.
So into the 7th round, this one with the British and Commonwealth featherweight titles. I presume on your cards you've just got Collins now starting to get a bit of daylight between them, and he started this round well, Steve, backing Miller to the ropes immediately.
Yeah, he's pulled away in the last 2 rounds. It isn't just that he's won them by a point, he's dominated them. There's a big difference.
The champion in control. There might just be a bit of damage to the nose of Collins.
There is, yeah.
As well in there. That might just spur Miller on. He'll take anything right now. Real step up in class in terms of the opposition for him tonight, and he's been brave in there. He made a good start to the fight. He's just going to try and find an extra gear if he can for what remains of it.
He's got to try and find that gear, and it is a big step up in class. And what we're into now is, for all intents and purposes, round 7, but they're his championship rounds next. This is where he's been before. This is where he's never been in a hard fight, though. Let's get that straight. It's a very different life and fight he's having tonight.
Yeah, let's remind you, this is the first time that the challenger, Zach Miller, has been in a fight scheduled for 12 rounds. The first time he's been in a championship fight, so this is educational for him. Never mind about anybody else. He's not been in this kind of situation before, so he's going to find an awful lot out about himself in what remains of this contest.
And we knew the occasion wouldn't get to him. We knew he'd fight his heart out. We knew he'd give Collins a test, but Collins still looks ominous as a threat, a comfortable threat.
The Collins tank looks pretty full at this stage, and he's landing the better punches in there. Would it concern you, the fact that Miller's started to take long, lingering looks at his corner when they're in the clinches?
Not at all. I tell you for why, because he's a fighter that he trusts Steve Maylett. He's looking for things. He needs things. You know, listen, he knows he's going to where he's never been before, so every little bit of help he can get, he'll take Fletcher. Let's get that right.
Less than a minute to go in the 7th. Very competitive in there between these two. Really good fight to start what could be a magnificent night of boxing here in Manchester. Solid shot from Collins that brought applause from his corner.
I think that hurt Miller, that big loop in left. I think it came in blind. I think it hurt him.
Miller continues to fight fire with fire, continues to throw punches himself in there. He showed tremendous guts and heart.
This looks, though, very much like an 11th round or a 12th round of a title fight, and not the 7th Fletch.
Collins goes to work again. Miller looking to respond. Big cheer from his supporters inside the arena. Final few seconds of the 7th round. Collins doing the better work again.
on, he was making you miss with his feet, yeah? His legs are getting tired, so he's not stepping back as well. You need a bit more with your 1-2s now. Again, don't be coming into that uppercut range, yeah? You've got to stay out of that range now, the uppercut range.
Tiring him as well, you know that.
You can lead yourself a little bit more because his feet aren't working as well. You can't just do it.
Welcome back to Manchester. Let's have a look at some of the work in the previous round, the 7th. It's a good shot that from Collins, Steve.
It's a powerful shot. He's coming forward. Bit of sting taken out of it because at least Miller was going backwards.
The main tactical advice that Steve Maylett gave Zach Miller between rounds while you were away is that he's got to keep away from the uppercut. That's the punch that they fear the most, I think, in the Collins arsenal.
He's got very good feet, Nathaniel Collins. You can win a fight with your feet, and he's doing a good job. He's getting close, he's getting out of distance.
One of the cornermen also made the point he's getting tired as well, which tells you that they think that their man is starting to find it tough in there.
Give him the talking to.
Listen to me. It was the back of the head. I don't want to keep warming up. Coming into 8 rounds. Don't hit him on the back of the head, even if he's turned around. Do you understand me? Don't do it again.
Kieran McCann nice and clear with the instruction.
They've got right in his face. Kieran wasn't messing around, was he? Good refereeing that, Fletch. Good refereeing.
8th round. Steve's card's got Nathaniel Collins ahead. The challenge for Zach Miller here is how much has he got left? How much can he find? What can he do in what remains of this fight to turn it back in his favour? He's still in there and he's still full of ambition.
He's still full of ambition and he's still in the fight, but he doesn't know what he's got left for the remaining 4.5, 5 rounds. He doesn't know, Fletch.
There was that uppercut again, just a short, sharp shot that comes in from Collins. And he seems to catch Miller with it every time he throws it. You can see why they're concerned about it in his corner.
He does, but he's doing a good job, or better job in this round, Miller, creating that bit of space so that it means Collins has got to go to. And that's when you get caught with a counter, when you take that jump.
Nice combination there from Miller, who threw it, then got out of range and did exactly what the corner had been trying to tell him. It's a good long left hand, though, that finds the target from Collins. There were questions coming in, Steve, about the step up in quality tonight for Miller, but he's proved he deserves to be in there. There's no doubt about that. He's going to be a great account for himself.
He's proved he deserves to be in there against this champion, okay? And what's happened, Fletch, is it's a British title. It makes fighters do extraordinary things, especially a British title fight in front of your hometown fans. I'm not at all surprised by this, but he has been flat out for 3 or 4 rounds now.
Collins got the best of the previous exchange. I think that's been the big difference, hasn't it? It's just been the slightly better of the two whenever they've got close like that. There he is again, just ending the exchange with a left hand of his own, Collins.
Yeah, his eye is absolutely in Collins. He's still picking away. He's landing heavy shots when he needs to. He's mixing it body to head. He's fighting like the champion he is, Fletch. Forget the fact they've had 13 fights each. He's that much more seasoned.
His demeanour's never changed all fight, has he? He's been cool, calm and collected in there. He's been in control of most things. Lands a really good shot. I think the uppercut might have got through, and he followed it with a good straight punch at the end, and then Miller right on the bell, responding with a decent punch of his own.
Good right cross at the end. I'm not saying he hurt Collins, let's not get carried away, but Collins certainly knew he got hit with a right cross right on the bell.
You've got to set him up. You can't just throw him.
Better than anyone.
Yeah. You can't just throw him. You've got to come off your feints. Yeah. Is that range there?
There's Solomon Dakers, who we're going to see defending his English heavyweight title a little bit later on. He's up against Michael Webster from Middlesbrough. One of the really interesting fights on a super card here tonight in Manchester. It's a real privilege to be here, isn't it, when you think about the standard of fights we've got to share with everybody tonight.
You know, I think I said to you when we were talking backstage, I think we're going to see everything tonight. Shocks, unbelievable stoppages, unbelievable bravery, some great knockdowns, some people doing stuff we didn't expect, and some people doing stuff that we maybe did expect were doing even better than we expected.
This has been a good start to the night, hasn't it?
It's been a cracking start. This is a British title fight that we'd be proud of on any bill. As long as a start with 6 more to follow.
Well, don't forget we've got Hannah Rankin coming up next, vacant WBC and WBO super welterweight titles against Emma Kozin from Slovenia. Raven Chapman's going to join us on commentary for that one. And the co-main events tonight, Nick Ball against Isaac Dogbe, that could be an absolute cracker. And then the roof will come off when Nathan Heaney challenges Denzel Bentley for the British middleweight title. That's all to come. Great fights between now and then, and this has been a really good one between the champion Nathaniel Collins and the challenger Zach Miller.
He's still there though, Miller. He's still letting his hands go. He's still coming back when he's caught with clean shots.
Collins, the 10th Scotsman to win the British featherweight title, the first since John Simpson in 2011. Scott Harrison won a world title twice. He held the WBO version. He's the latest in the line of men from north of the border to hold this belt, and he's defending it with pride in there tonight against the local man from Ashton under line. Good work by Miller. When the distance gets a bit wider, when the gap gets a bit wider, he has more success. When he's got Collins literally standing on his toes, he's got a problem.
Yeah, well, as soon as Collins can get close and bring the shots up and bring the shots around the side, he dominates. He creates a bit of space. Miller can hit him, but again, Fletch, as you said about round 4, Miller's got to put 2 shots to get him from distance, not 1 shot to get him from distance.
Great body shot dug in there by Collins, just around the elbow. Miller took it well and looks to respond, and now they go toe-to-toe in the 9th here. Miller the one, though, significantly, Steve, who wanted to move away, and he was made to pay by that uppercut that snuck through from Collins again.
There were 3 or 4 really hefty body shots, and then Nathaniel Collins adjusted his feet and brought shots to the head. He is showing a lot of bravery here tonight, Zach Miller, an awful lot of bravery.
Collins continues to come forward, continues to stalk him, continues to control the ring space in there. That's a decent combination, though, to keep him off from Miller, but the respite's getting shorter and shorter, and straight away the champion right back in front of him and throwing shots again.
And he's cutting the ring down brilliantly, and I can see Steve Mailer in the corner. He knows there's nothing that his fighter can do to not get the ring cut off, to not get himself trapped, and not to work.
This has been an excellent round, both men having to dig their toes into the canvas and fire shots at the opposition. Looking to whip that uppercut, the left uppercut, Collins once more. That's his honey punch in there tonight. And there's the bell. That was a really good round.
Cracking round. Hey, and you know the mad thing about that round, Fletch, is that I thought that Collins won that round hands down. But guess what? He had to fight for every single second of the 180 seconds.
So what, Mira? Listen, he's walking in the back foot and catching these stupid shots. You know, he was smarter with the boxing and then bring yourself up and down. You hear me? Okay? Yeah. Just walking forward. Just walking forward and not doing it. It's not good enough. You need to be smarter than that. You're fucking better than that. You hear me? Right, listen. You still need to get it. You still need to fucking jab. You still need to bring your backhand in. Then look to bring your shots up. Keep the pressure on him. It doesn't mean you just fucking walk after him and close jab.
Apologies for some of the words you might have heard, but I think that's pretty much classed as the riot act being read to Nathaniel Collins by Joe Ham Sr. in there. They're not happy at all.
But he's absolutely right. Whenever he does step back, there's always one counter. Joe Ham Sr., I didn't realise it, I didn't realise he's a perfectionist. I barely think Nathaniel Collins put a foot wrong. He's just running the right act when he's just running his 5th round on the spin.
So 3 to go. The championship rounds, somewhere that Zach Miller's never been before, and he's in there against a very good champion in Nathaniel Collins. What's he got left? What can he do? Good combinations by Collins to start the round. Really accurate work at the start of the 10th here from the champion Collins. popping out that southpaw right jab.
So he listened to Joe in the corner. He's not going to make any mistakes. He's not going to step forward and allow himself to get picked off. He's waiting. He's for the first time he's genuinely inviting Zach Miller in.
Tell you what, Buncey, if the rest of the night carries on like this, we'll all be happy, won't we?
Well, we will, but we'll be going home at 4 in the morning. That's the only problem.
Good counter from Miller. That's what he did really well in the early part of the fight. The blood continues to flow from the nose of the challenger. The last time we saw Collins, it took him 24 seconds to get rid of his opponent. That was on his Queensberry debut at York Hall. I think the feeling is that he hits slightly harder than his knockout percentage indicates, but Miller has taken everything well tonight.
And that's what you do when you fight in front of your home fans for a British title. That's what you do. You fight out of your skin. And what's more, he's fighting sensibly in this round. He's not just surviving in this round, he's fighting sensibly.
Just over a minute to go in the 10th. Still plenty of life in Miller. His face showing the scars of battle. I think the point you'd make though, Steve, when you see the exchanges like this, he's in so much control, Collins, and he just walked onto one there. That's a good punch from Miller.
It's a good counter for Miller. Miller's boxing really well in this round. This might be a round, I'm not sure if he's won it, but he could even shape this round. He might just be able to shape this round. This is a really competitive fight. I tell you, I'm going to hold my hands up. I didn't think we'd be in round 10. I really didn't. I thought we'd have Collins a winner about 8 or 9. I really did. Hand on heart.
Miller continues to have just enough success in there to give him heart and give him belief. Even though the majority of the recent rounds you would give to the champion Nathaniel Collins. Showing so much spirit, the challenger. Of course he is. Roared on by this crowd in here. Every single person seems to be behind him.
You know, you can't rule it out. I was talking to Martin Bowers in the week, who looks after and trains Denzel Bentley, and I was asking about the Nathan Heaney fight, and he said Heaney's going to come with 3,000 fans, he's going to fight with his heart.
Well, there's Liam Davis, who's a man on a roll at the moment, and tonight he's going to defend his European and WBC international super bantamweight titles against a man from Italy, Vincenzo La Femina from Campania. And he was saying yesterday, he's always got that nice smile on his face, he was saying in the build-up to the fight that he wants to get it over and done with nice and quick. And I mean, you wonder what 2024 might look like for Liam Davis, the role he's on.
Well, Liam Davis, I think, would expect to be involved in big fights in 2024, and I think his promoters, Queensberry, will expect him to be, and that's why he needs to look good tonight, not fall over his feet, and do a good job tonight, and I think he will.
So out they come for the 11th. This has been an absolute cracker between these two. Nathaniel Collins of Scotland, the local man Zach Miller, and they've been pretty much toe-to-toe for the last 3 or 4 rounds now. This one's been excellent.
You know what, Flex? There might be people, and I don't just mean Zach Miller's fans. There might be people that think this is a lot closer because a lot of the rounds have been close. I've just given them to the champion. I've just shaded the champion on each of those rounds.
I would agree with you. I just think in the rounds that have been close, just the better work, the better qualities come from Collins. But there's been no lack of heart or desire or punches thrown by the challenger.
Not at all. If he had any bad rounds, it was, I think, about round 5 or 6 when it looked like Collins was moving into a bit of control. It looked like Miller might be struggling, but he's come back, he's rallied.
Good uppercut from Miller, really good from Collins, rather, really good shot. Pierced the guard of Miller and jolted his head back.
Well, if we doubted that Miller would, if we believe Miller would struggle over a 12-round championship fight against the hardened champion, our doubts were unnecessary. He's proven it tonight.
By the way, Steve, at a ferocious pace as well.
From the very first bell, this has been a fast fight. I said after 3 rounds, this looks like round 11.
And here we are in round 11. Good body shot from Miller. Collins trying to land the uppercut. Now he finds himself on the ropes. Now Miller towards his own corner. He's so tired in there though, Steve. Both men are.
Both men are. That's the first time. That's the first time that Collins has found himself trapped on the ropes. Not by design, but because he's been forced back and he's taken shots. Still looks in control, but he was forced back then.
Ticking off for Miller from Kieran McCann. Didn't like the use of the forearm. Final minute of the 11th. This has been a decent round for Miller. Blood spread over the face of the challenger. Both men standing toe-to-toe again, and both of them have thrown so many punches. They've given so much in there. There's no surprise they're shattered, the pair of them. Tremendous conditioning for both of them.
Both tremendous conditioning, both fighting their hearts out, and both landing big shots.
Look at them, going at it, toe-to-toe. Miller started it, Collins looking to finish it, then both of them fall into each other's arms.
Some of the shots there were phenomenal. I thought Miller, I'm not saying he hurt Collins, but he pushed him back. He's pushed him back throughout this round.
Final 10 seconds of the 11th. Miller took those two on the gloves. Both of them will be happy for the minute's rest between rounds, I'm sure, because they gave everything in that round. Brilliant round.
Look at him there, Miller calling his fans, come on, saying to his fans, there's only 400 of them in here. It's early doors yet, the rest of the fans are coming in. The people that came in at 6 o'clock have been treated to a classic.
Yeah, do not let him push back. You hear me?
The face of Zach Miller showing the scars of battle. He looks like he's been in a tough 11 rounds.
And he'll know it in the morning, trust me, but right now he doesn't care. He's 180 seconds from going 12 rounds in a British title fight. That's a club. That's a badge you wear with honour,
I'm going to make a not too bold prediction here, Steve.
Go on, my friend.
Zach Miller is going to throw absolutely everything that he's got left in the 12th round. He is going to empty the tank and some here.
Well, it's lucky I'm not a gambler because I'm not having that bet. Because that's obvious, Glenn. That's obvious.
And they're going to cheer him on as much as they can. Two men with a warm embrace, two warriors who have given absolutely everything in there tonight. Final round. British and Commonwealth featherweight titles on the line. Victor Loughlin, Mark Lyson, Kevin Parker. Three very important men. They're the three judges. Steve's got it in Collins' favour, but Miller's never really taken a backward step, and some of the rounds that Steve's given to Collins may well have been seen differently by the judges here at ringside. Good shot there by Miller. This means so much, Steve, to both of them.
And Collins is having to dig deep himself here. The last 2 rounds he's had to dig deep. The body shots, the short hooks, every single type of shot.
Nobody wants to take a backward step. Chopping left hand from Miller. Collins lands with a left of his own. Toe-to-toe again, centre of the ring here in Manchester. Brilliant entertainment.
Been hard and draining for, I would say, from about the first or second round. They have gone at each other relentlessly. Neither of them happy taking a backward step.
And there's hardly been a gap between them for about the last 6 rounds. They've just stood with their heads on each other's chest and thrown punch after punch. Brilliant start to the night.
Miller there sucking in giant mouthfuls of air to try and fill his lungs to get him through the last 90 seconds.
Both of them landing decent shots in there, but they just bounce off each other.
You'd have to say here that Miller perhaps looks the stronger of the two, and has been just forcing Collins to retreat.
The crowd in here, and it's only, what, a quarter full at this stage, if that. Singing themselves hoarse for Zach Miller. Minute to go. Miller landing really good shots in there, smiling, look at his face, he's loving the night, Steve.
And Collins holding. What we've got here, Fletch, is a small hall classic in a giant arena.
Absolutely tremendous fight. Miller giving everything. Feels like he needs a big last round, and boy, he's trying to find one. Those shots continue to bounce off the face of the champion Nathaniel Collins. 30 seconds to go. It's remarkable that either of them have got anything left to fight at this pace at this stage.
It's the championship round. It's not the championship round, it's the championship round. Miller's never been here and he's fighting like a man that's lived here for the last 5 years.
I tell you what, regardless of the outcome, Steve, I'd love to see this again, wouldn't you?
We very might well see it again. In Scotland next time.
The final bell, and both of them embrace. Steve Bunce applauds. What a fantastic display by the pair of them. What a way to start this magnificent 7 card. That was a great fight.
And Miller is just delighted to get it up. Miller doesn't think he's won. Miller knows what he's done here tonight has shocked people. Had he gone 12 rounds by surviving, it would have been fine. But he's gone 12 rounds by going toe-to-toe.
I tell you what, Steve, Mark Lyson, the judge who's nearest to our commentary position, just got off his stool, turned round, shook his head and went, what a fight, and then just walked past us. I think everybody around us is saying exactly that.
You know, I took my headset off for a little bit there in that 12th and final round, Fletch, and I know where we are. We're in the Manchester Arena. There's about 1,000 people in here. There's 4,000 or 5,000 empty seats at the moment, okay? And it felt like I was in a cauldron. It felt like there was 1,500 people surrounding me at York Hall. It's incredible they've managed to do that. That's rare that in a giant arena you can create that much atmosphere to make it seem like it's intimate.
Let's enjoy some of the action in the final round because it was brilliant.
Some of the action in that last round, when I thought Miller pushed Collins back, you know, we use that expression toe-to-toe. We throw that around casually. They did go toe-to-toe. They went toe-to-toe. They went glove-to-glove. They went head-to-head. They went shoulder-to-shoulder. Kieran McCann did a great job. Just 2 warnings throughout the fight. They used a lot of stuff that was borderline. And as that grin and smile, you love that grin and smile, don't you?
That made the fight for me.
Face.
That made the night for me. We're only in the first round. I mean, nobody's enjoyed his night quite like Zach Miller has. I don't know how you can put yourself through that and enjoy it to that extent.
You know the crazy thing, if that had been the last fight of 8 or 9 fights, which would have been a normal thing, we'd be going off into the dark, happy as you can possibly be after a night of boxing. It's not. It's the first fight. Not even 7 p.m. yet. Start, Fletch. What a start.
And so we wait. I think we're ready to get the decision. The important man to tell us who's won it is Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Kevin Parker scores this bout 114 to 114, even a draw. And both judges, Mark Lyson and Victor Laughlin, are in agreement. They both scored the same, 115 to 113, both in favor of your winner by majority decision. And still, British and Commonwealth featherweight champion, Nathaniel the Nightmare Collins.
The challenger in the blue corner, he is unbeaten with a record of 14 wins and no defeats, with 7 big wins coming by way of knockout. At the weigh-in, he scaled 8 stone, 13 pounds, and tonight he wears the white shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting from Bearsden, Scotland, the reigning British and Commonwealth featherweight champion, introducing Nathaniel the Nightmare Collins! And across the ring in the red corner, he has a record of 18 wins, only 2 defeats and 2 draws, with 4 big wins coming by way of knockout. At the weigh-in, he scaled 8 stone, 13 pounds, and tonight he wears the blue shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the former 2-time Italian champion, the former WBC International Silver Champion, and the reigning, defending EBU Silver Featherweight Champion from Cambiano, Italy, Francesco Grandelli.
Okay, gentlemen, I want a good clean fight. Follow the rules, obey my comments. This is the belt line, this is the belt line. No punches below this line. May the best man win. Shake hands, good luck.
A very bold career move. Nathaniel Collins, the reigning British and Commonwealth featherweight champion, seeking to spread his reputation a little further and quite fast in European terms. All the while, very keen to campaign on in pursuit of outright ownership of a Lonsdale belt. But that's for another night. I think he may well have his hands full here, Richie, tonight against Francesco Grandelli, who has fought at a very high level and for the proper European title.
He's fought for the European title. He's been beaten by another Italian, actually, as the Mario Forte. He's also drew with him, but what's significant there, Paul, is Forte is a southpaw also, so he may struggle against southpaw opposition. And Collins certainly is decent indeed. Good career up to now, 14-0, 7 knockouts, so decent power also. So yes, on paper, this could be an interesting one.
Really interesting signing by Queensberry, I thought, at the time, Richie. I thought the timing of it was particularly interesting. One of those partnerships where you say, go on, you bring out the best in me and I'll bring out the best in you. And so far it's worked really nicely.
Yeah, it has worked. Like I say, he's a decent southpaw indeed, Collins. Skillful, good mover, decent power. So Grandelli will certainly have his work cut out. Just taking a look at Collins on the outside, keeping the movement going. Collins holding that centre of the ring and having a bad first round here.
Pretty tentative start from Grandelli, but don't be fooled by that. The record is strong. Some quality operators have come a cropper against him, including Reece Bellotti and Christian Narvaez. The first meeting with the aforementioned Mauro Forte was a split draw, I understand. Collins, of course, knows all that and has prepared for it accordingly, and he's looking really good in there in the opening couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think he's boxing well at distance early on here, Collins. Working well behind his jab. He's not holding his feet. And just keeping his distance and measuring the distance with that jab. That was a perfect example there. That was a good shot. I think Grandelli's just taking this as a scouting mission for Grandelli in this opening round. He's staying on the outside and seeing what Collins has got. Collins, for me, is winning the round just behind the better boxing, holding the centre of the ring, and I think he's just controlling things better.
Apparently felt that they didn't quite see the best of Collins last time out, as he defended the British and Commonwealth titles against Zach Miller in Manchester. Got into a bit of a rut in the fight in terms of his rhythm, and they feel that Grandelli's style might be more to his liking, and it seems that is the case so far tonight.
Grandelli there just made the mistake of probably trying to get a little bit too close too early in the contest as he's walking forward, closing the gap and gets caught.
Oh, it's really bubbling along really well here tonight. Welcome back, everybody, to the York Court Bethnal Green. Nathaniel Collins put the first round in the bank, 12-rounder. Joe Ham, who's been with him, man and boy, on this big night. Just setting the task for the second round and indeed the road ahead, which could yet be a long one against Francesco Grandelli, a very capable operator from Italy. He has started orthodox style here tonight against the southpaw. He can be a right bag of tricks, Richie. I've seen him before, you know. He'll try anything.
Well, his movement is is quite good at the moment, Paul, on the outside, but he's not delivering any good shots. So he's trying to stay elusive on the outside, but he's not actually coming back with anything himself to trouble Collins. I think Collins taking the centre of the ring, working well behind his jab and just maintaining the gap. And he's sort of letting Grandelli just do this movement back and forward, but Collins, his straight shots are much better. He's accurate, and like I say, he took the first round. That's what Grandelli's got to do. He's got to concentrate on getting up close and maybe then bringing that right hand left hook into play. But at the moment, he's been outboxed on the outside.
He has been outboxed. It's almost as though they've come here with a plan tonight to do something to confuse Collins a little bit, and Collins has seen it off and raised it.
Well, good variation there from Collins as well, because he's working well with his jab, but a couple of good body shots went in there. There's that left hand again downstairs. So Grandelli's got the problem of work there to get away from the jab, but also then Collins switches downstairs with that left hand.
As you say, Richie, if he's going to afford Collins the distance to work, he's going to have a hard night of it. That would appear to be the case. I mentioned Reece Bellotti and the victory there, but I am told that in that fight the body was a vulnerable area, and that the Collins team believe that that is something that they can capitalise on tonight. We have seen that early on.
And as Grandelli's coming forward, Paul, that's what Collins may target. He's working well behind his straight shots, Collins, with the jab, but we've said he switches downstairs with a couple of those left hands, with the little short left uppercuts as his opponent's coming forward that he may target. But at the moment, I think this is a real sort of patient display from Collins, staying on the outside, and he's coping with this music, with this movement from Grandelli. And I think he's boxing well here.
Me too. To a plan, they've really thought about it, but Grandelli's one of those guys, Richie, can just take a round or two to crank it up. It's been a terrific start from Collins, but Grandelli may only be getting started himself. Welcome back, everybody. The big featherweight title fight here tonight at the York Hall Bethnal Green. 2 rounds into it. Terrific start for the home fighter, and for the visiting fighter it's been a test, but I've seen this guy rise to the test before. Francesco Grandelli, Nathaniel Collins, real smart plan, very well executed from the get-go here tonight. A bit more out and to the side here early in this third round, Grandelli, but Collins, Richie, the phrase you use, dead right, patience. If he stays patient, I think he can see most of the problems and a way to work his way through them.
Yeah, again, boxing sensibly, Paul. He's not doing anything special. He's just doing the basics. He's keeping that gap between himself and his opponent, adjusting his feet. Sometimes he'll step backwards to create that space, and he's just punching into that space. So at the moment, Collins is boxing well. Grandelli with the movement, but it's negative movement, if anything. He's got to be a little bit quicker on his feet and get up close, find a way to get up close to Collins, maybe double up the jab and then switch his own attacks downstairs. But the movement on the outside at the moment is not working for him, so he's got to change his approach.
I thought he tried to do that a little bit at the start of the round, Richie, going out to the side a bit more. But maybe he doesn't believe in it enough, I don't know.
Yeah. Bit of nose damage to Collins, so you see a couple of shots have got through. Oh, that is, you know what, Paul, he's took a punch on the nose there. Collins looks to be damaged to the nose of Collins.
1 or 2 drips of blood. That will encourage Grandelli. Tried to close the distance a little better. The nose doesn't look very good, Richie. I know it's an occupational hazard.
Yeah, he's took a shot on it, most certainly. Won't be a broken nose there for Collins. There's an old saying, Paul, you can't go into the rain and dodge all the spots. You know, he's winning this contest, but he's got caught with a good punch.
He's not noted as a particularly big puncher, is Grandelli. He's only got to find the target and time it right, of course.
Oh, good boxing there from Collins, anticipating the attack coming and just fought fire with fire there.
He has retained his composure really exceptionally well. Now, of course, he should be. He's a championship fighter. He's a British and Commonwealth champion, but he's not used to being inconvenienced the way he was in this round. And he still has put it in the bank, I think.
Most certainly, Paul.
Allora, Franci, fai così, poi fai sto lavoro e rientri col gancio, ok? Poi ti fai semina, ragazzi.
Right. We think we know what did the damage here, Richie.
Yeah, it could have been an elbow here. Let's have a look. Yeah, that might have been an elbow that's caused the damage. It's obviously broken the nose there. There it is there. I should think it's broken, Paul. The way it's sort of crooked. It's gone crooked, hasn't it? So it's probably a broken nose. That's what you get in a fight, Paul, you know. That's the way it is.
In the other corner, I know this will chime with you, Richie. Francesco Grandelli has his father, Antonelli. Of course, many will remember the very well-loved Len Woodall, who guided Richie through his career. Grandelli came out with a few of his tricks in that third round of varying degrees of legality. I think we might see a bit more of that from him.
I think he had a better round, Grandelli, that third round, but I don't think he won the round. I thought Collins finished quite strong. But certainly Grandelli's learning as this fight's going ahead, yes. So he knows he's got to get up closer. He knows he's got to do things different. And occasionally Collins, yes, he does drop his hands, because when any boxer throws a punch, Paul, then they're a little bit vulnerable in getting their hands back, and so on. And Grandelli, you see, he's trying to get close, so he's trying to grasp the opportunity when he can. He knows he's got to be quick in there with his feet, so he's learning, but he's 3 rounds down, and he's got a lot to claw back.
He's one of those guys, Rich, he just needs a round to get going, and this style is what I've seen with him before. The little darting movements, hand and feet. But by now, the pattern of the fight seems very well set, and Collins is comfortable, isn't he?
Well, he's comfortable because his ring position is perfect as well. Centre of the ring, and he's keeping Grandelli on the outside for most part of this contest. What Grandelli's got to probably do a little bit more of is double up his attacks or sustain the pressure and try and push Collins back to the ropes. That could change things. But at the moment, as I said, Collins is coping with the movement, so Grandelli's got to change it. Got to quicken up, and certainly got to get up close. So he's got to take the odd caution, the odd risk here and there, Paul, and get up close to him and try and land the bigger shots.
I know he's not technically on home territory tonight, but the crowd here at the York Hall Bethel Green are really taking to Nathaniel Collins here. Had that big win against Raza Hamza, of course. That was a very short night for him back in August here at the York Hall, and tonight in a higher grade of opponent we're seeing a bit more of what he's got. And I'm pretty impressed with this, Richie, I'll be honest.
Yeah, and me, Paul. It's going well up to now. That's not too bad now from Grandelli. Grandelli, for me, Paul, has got to sustain it a little bit more. He's just allowing Collins then to have a little bit of a breather, regroup, and then set again and wait for the next attack. So he's got to either double up them attacks or he's got to sustain the pressure and put Collins under more pressure, Paul. So he's coping with the pace, Collins is.
Again, showing will in Grandelli, but not quite delivering on it.
E gioca di più queste gare, non fare il lavoro suo che sta.
I just snap down and bring the ball as you come down. Stand again. You all right? Good. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Keep him behind the jab.
Are you all right, says Joe? I'm fine, he says, Nathaniel Collins.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
his best Glasgow. Here he is in the East End of London, and I think he's winning some admirers here tonight.
He is indeed. Tough Scotsman, isn't he, Collins? He's boxing very well up to now.
Apparently he used to get the odd look when he was walking through the Gorbals back and forth. From what he said he was residing in one of the poshest parts of Glasgow, and he went training in one of the toughest.
You might get the odd look tomorrow morning if he starts walking through, Paul. Is that nose damage?
I think if you live like that, you're quite self-confident anyway, aren't you?
I think he will be.
Again, dictating terms to Grandelli. Early in this fifth round, Grandelli has not got into his top gear so far tonight.
No, still content to just stay on the outside and look for openings and that, but that's what we're saying about Collins, how patient he is. He's just waiting and just picking him off with the jab and waiting for him to come forward.
But Richie, one other element to this, and we were told that in the Bellotti fight in particular, Grandelli took very badly to the body work that Bellotti put upon him. I'm not seeing much of an attempt at all by Grandelli to do that to Collins.
No, you're right, Paul, but Grandelli, for me, Paul, he's struggling to get close. You see, he's on the outside again, and he's looking for openings here and there. He's going left, he's going right, but Collins staying patient and just sticking out that jab. And if anything, Grandelli now is getting more and more frustrated because he knows it's slipping away.
As Richie reminds us, Grandelli is the title holder. This is the European silver title. Not to be confused with the proper European title, but it wouldn't have put Nathaniel Collins in a very good position if he wins well here tonight, and he's on course to do that, to actually go British, Commonwealth and European title proper.
Yes, impressive indeed.
You can't ignore a guy who's got those three belts, Richie, I don't care.
No, not at all, Paul. Again, too far out. There's no way you're going to land that left hook from that distance. You can see it coming a mile away. So again, just signs of frustration, just leaping in with that left hook. Grandelli too far out. And again, I think Collins just controlling the pace, Paul. Yes. Controlling the pace. Oh, that was better for him.
Once he gets close, Richie, it's taken an awfully long time, almost to the halfway point in the fight. Welcome back, everybody. You're called Bethnal Green. The crowd captivated by the featherweight contest in there right now. And next we will go to super featherweight once more. The super talented Ryan Garner. But what an intriguing fight ahead against Liam Dillon, until very recently the British champion. Great card again here on TNT Sports tonight. Richie, you've got it as a shutout, haven't you?
Yeah, I haven't given Grandelli a round, Paul. I think he's been totally outboxed. There have been glimpses. There was towards the end of that last round. He got close and landed a nice left hook, but they are literally glimpses here and there from Grandelli. I think he's been outboxed every round up to now.
Just did get that little bit closer at last with the very closing salvo in the 5th round. A little bit of encouragement, much needed for Grandelli. There he is, standing on his toe for all he's worth. Needs must if you're Grandelli. Gets close again.
He started this round better than probably most of them, Paul. As you said, he's starting to get a little bit closer. And in a 12-round contest, yes, you can slow down here and there and have the round off, and maybe, who knows, Nathaniel Collins may just be feeling the pace. But it's a better start for a round from Grandelli.
He has at least picked up from where he left off in those closing moments in round 5. Well worth keeping an eye on the footwork here, Rich, because it looks like the penny has dropped, and again he does get close.
Right, so what's happened here now, Paul, in this round, you see Collins has started to trade a little bit more now, holding his feet, starting to trade. So that's allowed Grandelli more success. He's got an opponent who's not really moving or not keeping him on the end of those long straight shots. He's trading with him, and Grandelli's having a fair share of it as well. This is the type of contest that he wants.
Absolutely, and very much what they've wanted to see from their man in that Grandelli corner, and now the Italians are getting quite excited. There's a shift in the plot here. Subtle for the moment. Collins is still the boss. But Grandelli's making him work.
Yeah, because in this situation, Paul, it becomes very much a 50-50. When you're trading like that, you can take a shot, you can land a shot. And now he's having a little bit more success, and that's why they're encouraged in that Italian corner.
Finding 1 or 2 to the body at long last, Grandelli. I think Collins caught the right hand fairly flush. I know he was leaning down, Richie, weight forward, it was all right, but there's a little bit of concern now in Collins' corner that Collins has let Grandelli into this by stealth. He wants it to be hard. He wants it like this, Grandelli. Collins was giving him a boxing lesson for 5.5 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's a lot more even.
This is what I thought we'd see from Grandelli from the off tonight, Richard.
Well, that's probably what the contest that he wanted.
Rounds in the bank. Good box him. We bully big balls when it's fucking ready. You hear me? Okay? Fucking start being bully big balls now.
Here's Liam Dillon getting ready to go. We've seen Ryan Garner in the opposing dressing room. Super featherweights meeting. Very big night for both. Dillon, local boy, who's come through the hard way. Admirable career progression all the way up to the British title, which he lost to the fighter we've been speaking about, Rhys Bellotti.
You're listening? Do it then. Okay, and an option off.
A change in the tone in the corner. Not the first time there's been a bit of hairdressing work in the corner.
What was interesting there, Paul, they're certainly not happy in Collins' corner. They know that their boxer has let the opponent into it in that round. He's taken some risks. He's got caught with a couple, and Grandelli may have just shaded it.
On a side note, a fashion note, Richie, is it appropriate that guys are allowed to have that kind of long hair coming into the ring, tied up in that fashion, Richie?
Well,
a lot A lot of people have to spend a lot of money in very posh hairdressers to get the job done right. He's just got a bit of gaffer tape on it.
That's it. Listen, we're all individuals, and if he likes to have his hair long. Oh, good shot.
Grandelli backs off. He was rocked by that. He took it well enough. The hair's all over the place again. There might be another interruption. Bad hair day or not, Collins gets on with it.
Yeah, what a sustained attack this is from Collins. We've been saying that Grandelli should be boxing like this, but Collins is really taking it to him.
Yes.
And feels that he could finish the job here, Paul.
Needs to be careful for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Takes a right hand as Grandelli came out of that clinch. It wasn't really delivered with full force at the point of the extension of the arm, but a little reminder nonetheless. And he calls it off. But Collins has just put manners on him with that little passage, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has indeed.
Might need to do so again, though, I reckon.
Yeah, he gets caught. Again, it's Grandelli's type of fight, isn't it? So he's taken a good shot, but he's come through it. Grandelli. I think Collins has got to regroup again, get back to his boxing. Get Grandelli to come over that front foot, make the mistakes again and pick him off. But when they're toe-to-toe, Grandelli is right in this contest, Paul. And the hair is all over the place. Now, saying about the hair, I mean, if people want their hair like that, that's fair enough, but make sure it doesn't come loose in the fight. You've got to. Crazy. You know, it's even become a hindrance to him now, Grandelli himself.
Must be a distraction.
He keeps shaking his head.
Anyway, he's more used to it than Collins. He might be sending out for a pair of scissors in a minute. It's not the fluid Collins of the first nearly 5 rounds tonight. He's put that part of the fight in the bank, I reckon, and Richie, I think you concur, but there might be another twist or two in the overall story of this fight. 12 rounds, remember, at high level, and again at close quarters. Grandelli knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Grandelli experienced and prepared to take a shot, and then comes back with a couple of good punches of his own. Oh, that's a close round indeed.
It is.
Okay, now do good. Make a good work. Oh, cut it.
Quando fai il tuo lavoro, però c'è più.
Cazzo vuole?
They're animated and they're excited, and they're not yet going for the scissors. Do you remember when Paulie Malignaggi did that?
That's right, yeah. Good memory, Paul. Yeah. Similar sort of style.
Well, me and Steve Bunce were there, that's why we remember it, Richard. It's a bit chaotic, honestly, and flying in all directions. I think some of these are extensions, actually, which makes it more absurd. In all seriousness,
crazy.
That shouldn't be allowed.
Good work from the referee, though.
Grandelli, by all means available to him, and I have seen this with him before, Richie, emphasising all means available. An elbow which did a bit of damage to the nose when he was under pressure early on. Getting up onto Collins' chest, well, that's fair enough, but this additional aid, in terms of distraction at least, with the flying hairdo, it's all to be negotiated here by Collins.
You know what, Paul, I don't know whether a bit of complacency might have come into Collins' work, because up until a couple of rounds ago, I thought he was fairly comfortable. He'd won every round. He was boxing sensible. He was boxing at range more and more. And then he just switched off and he just allowed Grandelli just to close that gap. And then he's in a dogfight then, and then he gets caught with a couple of good shots. I think he lost the one round, then he certainly lost that last round. Again, it was a close round, but I thought I'd just give it to Grandelli. And he's allowed the opponent in. So he's allowed the opponent to start to dictate his type of fight. Up until 2 rounds ago, I thought he was cruising this.
Me too. But 12 rounds of championship action, and there can be many a twist and a turn. There's just not the same confident control from Nathaniel Collins in this phase of the fight, round 8.
And the problem you've got, Paul, when you start taking clean shots, that starts to tire you out. Unless you've been there, you don't realise that. But all of a sudden, you're in a fight that you're coasting, you're 6 or 7 rounds in, and you start taking some big shots, and then all of a sudden you start feeling it. And I think probably that's what's happening with Collins. He's really feeling the pace now, and the shots that he's taking are adding to that fatigue.
Grandelli senses a rather grand comeback at the moment. The blue corner for the Italians, with his father at ringside tonight, and indeed also in that corner there is Francesco Cerci, who, it's a different era now, but top-line operator, twice fought Charlie Magri, who was an outstanding flyweight world champion.
Wow, so some experience
you were
there.
a kid, Richard.
Yeah, absolutely. Charlie Magri, one of my heroes he was. WBC champ, what a fighter.
Looks like he could throw a bag of cement for fun, Grandelli. And now he's finding the body of Collins, and Collins is feeling them.
Yeah, he is. I mean, punch output now, there's more coming from Grandelli than there is Collins. Collins is still in this, of course he is, but there's just more shots coming from Grandelli, and they're probably just catching the judge's eye.
Intriguing.
Bravissimo tempo, forza.
Non ce la fa più, devi tenere tu adesso. Lavora sul
Forza,
chiuso.
coperto così è da vicino.
Lo senti anche che non è
Ormai
Quando
non è
parte
più
lavora dentro sullo
difensivo.
stomaco.
devi stare attaccato in maniera intelligente.
Fa fatica
Non ne
ora
vuoi
pure a stare attaccato.
Respira.
Forza, che
Non sono invincibili, porca troia, non sono invincibili.
E tieni su te mani, Francesco, quando entri. Devi
Grandelli,
coprirti le
corner,
tempie,
excited and
non li
animated. As we take a check on your scorecard, Richie. Oh, my goodness me, it's getting rather close here, Richie.
Yeah, he's creeping back into it. That's my opinion anyway, Paul. I give him the first 5 rounds, but the last 3, then Grandelli for me is coming back.
A great many words. The most important one that I heard in that Italian corner, bravissimo. This is the fight. Again, Richie, I thought we would see from the start tonight.
Well, horses for courses, but Grandelli has gradually clawed his way back, Paul, and he's just got Collins to hold his feet and trade. And that's what he's probably wanted from the start, but Collins just outboxing for those first 5. And I'd just like to see him try and get back to that sort of style, but obviously he's getting more and more tired. And now he's into a toe-to-toe battle against a real strong opponent.
Yeah, the back was to the blue ring post again there, wasn't it?
That's it. In these type of contests, Paul, keep the punches straight so you keep a gap between yourself and your opponent. And with your movement, go circular. So get off the ropes, stay in the centre of the ring or box and ring space. Don't let him get in the corners or on the ropes. That's what Collins has got to try and get back to. And at the start of this contest for the first 4 or 5 rounds, that's what he did. We've mentioned it several times, how he controlled the centre of the ring and kept Grandelli on the outside. But the tables have turned.
They have, and the southpaw jab looks rather tired. No massive distress signals in terms of overall fitness, but it's just not the same weapon, is it now?
No. And obviously that's added to Grandelli's confidence, and he senses victory.
Maybe Grandelli all along, Richie, thought, I will get to him, I will grind him down.
Yeah,
he's grinding him down now.
Yeah, maybe that was the master plan. Oh, that's good work though. Now he should move.
Funny sort of Italian job though, isn't it, really, to give away 4 or 5 rounds and then get going.
Yeah.
Might work out for him. We need to see the classy Collins of the first part of the fight. That's a bit more like it. But away you go, and he doesn't really do that, Richie.
No, that was a lovely 1-2 though, Paul. That was lovely boxing. This is where you shouldn't be backing up. Just stay in that centre, and as he comes into range, just pop the jab and the straight left hand out. That's it, you see, there you go. That's what he's got to do, but once you edge back to the ropes, it just encourages him to come forward.
It's a fight we cannot take our eye off or prejudge. Never quite as explosive as what we've seen earlier here at the York Hall Bethnal Green, but it's high quality, it's intriguing, and it is still very much in the balance. So backstage now with Denzel Bentley. There's still a little bit of time to go before his big moment comes tonight. What a cracking middleweight contest it is at the top of the bill. He has to get this one right tonight, and he knows it. There's Chris Burke actually in his dressing room, one of his closest friends in boxing, who's had his good days and bad days here at York Hall Bethnal Green. This has to be a good one, and all the Bentley team, Martin Bowers is in there as well, they know that. In against Danny Dignam. And Collins is still in an argument here against Francesco Grandelli. Only 3 to go, Richie.
Yes, in that last round I thought just Collins just edged Grandelli out. A little bit better boxing from him. Maintained that gap for longer periods in the round. I think Grandelli probably senses that now, and he knows he's got to close that gap again.
Can I add one other element to this, Richie? This is scored by EBU appointed officials. Self-evidently it's a European title belt on the line, of course, and sometimes over the years we have seen differing interpretations to what the so-called orthodox view would be if it were 3 British judges or 3 American judges or 3 South American judges, etc.
Well, that's fair enough, Paul, but I see it very difficult how you could score the first 5 rounds not to Collins, because I thought he outboxed him completely, and Grandelli was really struggling at distance.
Nothing in that.
But since then, it's certainly been a different fight, much closer. And Grandelli's had a lot of success up close.
Collins can't keep him off him, really. Back into that Italian corner. Collins trying to give off the signals that he's seeing him off, that he's got his measure. That might be a little optimistic. Still, the pace has dropped just a little bit from Grandelli. He's put a lot into the last 3 rounds. I don't know, Rich, he might be saving a bit for the last 2.
Yeah, his feet have slowed a little bit, haven't they? The intensity's just dropped a little bit, so he may be feeling the pace also. And that's probably just helped Collins a little bit here. But still, when he's up close, Grandelli is so dangerous. He really is.
Unorthodox, a handful, but he's fit and he's game. There's no point telling him he's outclassed, he just ignores that. He was outclassed style-wise in the first part of this, but that was only the first chapter. Still that nagging doubt that Collins could get tagged in one of these exchanges, properly tagged. I think we're heading into the proper championship round shortly, and both are going to have to dig deep. Certainly captivated the crowd here at the York Hall Bethnal Green. Not used to fighting overseas. Grandelli, they've been coming to him in Italy.
devi sprecare meno, ok? E la cosa importante, ti avvicini, tieni su ste mani e muovi il tronco.
E se riesci a mettere i colpi.
Loose translation, Richie, we're right in it.
Well, I think they are right in it, but in that last round he might have just been edged out. I thought he slowed, the feet slowed a little bit, and that just allowed Collins to catch him as he's coming forward. Who knows? But they are close rounds, Paul. But I just think Collins is edged back ahead with those last 2 rounds.
Of course, you are the ideal man, Richie, to see us through a fight like this. Thinking back to your own career, European title against Silvio Branco.
Yeah, tough fight for me, Paul. Indeed. Branco, quality kid, went on to win the WBA light heavyweight title, and I had to really dig deep that night. I managed to catch him in the 9th round, but it was either him or me that was going to go. So yeah, I've been in this situation, tough. The Italian boxers are, they're all tough. They come to win, and this fella has here tonight as well. But yeah, I've been there myself.
Grandelli must know that he's got to keep on the offensive.
Yeah, he's got to keep the pressure on, and you're right, Paul. I mean, judges might see it differently because of this front foot pressure. In the last 5 or 6 rounds, he has been coming on stronger and stronger.
Another reason I have to say it, Richie, is I once saw Damien Kelly in Belfast. To our eye, I'm not saying we're experts, but completely dominate against an Italian in a European title fight, and he lost it.
Yeah, I remember the fight. And he was a quality kid, Kelly. Yeah, he did lose it, I remember.
Not as accurate as he needs to be, Grandelli.
You get the sense that Paul gaining in confidence again, knows he's got to get up close, really taking it again, punch out, but more punches coming from Grandelli.
I think he saved a bit in the 10th, Richie.
Yeah. Well, this is a storm that Collins has got to get through. Sensibly there, just holding on the inside.
Winning it hard at the moment, Collins.
Yeah.
Perhaps it might come to be seen as a rite of passage on his rise to the very top level, Nathaniel Collins. But he's going to learn plenty from this.
Lovely little shot on the inside there from Collins. Short little left uppercut. But again, oh, good shot, Grandelli. He's tough, Paul.
It's a proper hard one, this now, isn't it?
Yeah, the fitness of both boxers is being really tested now. All credit to them. Obviously trained really hard, taking big shots. That's a good shot there from Collins.
Grandelli backed up a little bit, but back to it in the pocket. Output is everything to him. And they both sit down quite heavily on their stools. They need the minutes.
Champion, you understand? Don't trade them unless you land a big shot. Yeah, they become champion. Yeah. Feel good. Yeah. Smart work next round.
Tough fight indeed. Both trading on the inside, cracking little shot there from Collins, just the more accurate puncher. Blow for blow, isn't it? They're switching the attacks from body to head, both feeling it. And the Italian corner still feel their man can pull it off.
Ok? Mantienili su.
All or nothing it has to be for Francesco Grandelli. Nathaniel Collins has put on quite a show tonight. Some really polished work in the early part of it, but 12 rounds at European level. You've got to show that you've got the all-round capabilities. Collins may be shading it to our eye. but we don't know for certain.
Well, I thought he lost that last round, Paul. I thought it was a good round for Grandelli. He certainly increased the punch output, but he will probably know that he needs something big in this last round. They would have told him that in that corner. You could see the urgency in the Italian corner. They know that probably he needs a big last round and probably a stoppage here.
Took one there, Collins, didn't he?
Yeah. As he was coming forward as well.
Has to be the hardest fight of his career, Richie, surely.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
And doing it the hard way, right to the end. It's a little bit of a classic, your call affair, isn't it, now? Not quite the intensity in the build-up, given that we've got a very talented kid from the west of Scotland in Nathaniel Collins and an Italian coming to the east end of London. Maybe not quite the edge that Bentley Dignam are going to bring to the ring, which is the Battle of London, really. However, it is a battle, this, for a big prize.
There's some quality boxing here on the inside, Paul, from both of them. Short and mid-range shots are going in there, hitting the target. We often see that in contest, but, you know, a lot miss the targets in contest. But here, landing good shots, quality work on the inside here, clean stuff. What a hard fight.
Really tough. And it's been that good, Richie. It wouldn't shock me if we were to see these two meet again for the European title proper, because they both must be contenders for it.
Yeah, it's a hell of a battle, isn't it? If that is the case, Paul, Collins has got to get the contest over here, because this would be even tougher in Italy.
The blood has been spraying out all over Richie's notes.
Yeah, I'm going to put a complaint in about that.
You are used to it. You're not allowed to complain. And uncomplainingly, these two have really gone at it all the way. Now with the finish line in sight, digging it out. Neither really wants to give even a half step. It's been two fights in one, really, from Nathaniel Collins. A cool, smooth operator early on, and prepared to go in deep and hard and scrap it out with Francesco Grandelli, a proper Italian street fighter. And they're both pretty near to having the tank emptied. Excellent effort, fought in tremendous spirit, great respect between them, almost as though they enjoyed the combat. Richie, something you would identify with, I'm sure.
Yeah, tremendous battle that really was, because for the first part of the fight it looked like Nathaniel Collins was actually cruising. He was boxing really well, really sensibly. Then all of a sudden, from about round 5 or 6, something changed. He held his feet, and that's probably what Grandelli wanted. He started to come forward more. Grandelli closed that gap down, and he had a lot of success on the inside. I've actually got it 7 rounds to 5 for Collins. I think he then had to find another second win, Paul, and he had to come through the storm, get back to boxing at distance, and he did literally stand toe-to-toe at times, and what a good scrap it really was. That had everything.
And it was great to see the way they embraced each other at the end of it.
That's what it's all about. Tremendous. The respect there from both men.
Was it Kevin Finnegan and Alan Minter? And at the end of it, Minter said, "I feel I know him better than my brother."
That's right, yes. Battles they had, yeah. But that's a cracking fight, isn't it, for Nathaniel Collins? His 15th fight. It was a real war. He was winning it comfortably, but then he had to really dig in and changed his style and had to grind it out. It was a tough fight indeed.
Might need a bit of time off after that to let that nose injury settle down. In time-honoured fashion. New friends have been made through all that.
I don't think he'll have a tougher fight than that, Paul, to be quite honest. When you look back on this, no matter what he achieves in his career, he won't get many tougher than that.
Indeed, and lest we forget, Richie, Hopey Price will be looking on and hoping maybe that there's a little bit of a dent in Nathaniel Collins, because of course he was set to meet Collins, wasn't he? A mandatory for the British title.
That's right, yeah. Let's hope that fight can, will be down the line sometime. Hopey Price, quality kid indeed.
Another tremendous fight, and of course the pride of the group at the moment, Nicky Ball from Liverpool, who's got another huge world title fight upcoming.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a round of applause for both warriors who gave it everything here tonight. After 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Daniel van der Wiel scores the contest 117-111. Ilyan Homovic scores the contest 116-112. And Jon Robert Lane scores the contest 116-112 to your winner by unanimous decision. And silver featherweight champion, Nathaniel "The Nightmare" Collins!
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 12 rounds, and it will be for the vacant WBC Silver Featherweight Championship. Brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, in association with Wasserman Boxing, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, 32 Red, That Prize Guy, Unibet, and Global Next Trade. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Steward in Charge John Swanson, along with the World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, Supervisor Peter Stuckey, Timekeeper Joe Brannan. Our three judges assigned will be Mark Bates of England, Christoph Fernandez of France, and Steve Mertz of Germany. Our referee in charge, third man in the ring, will be Mark Lyson of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing red with white and weighed in officially at 125.4 pounds. Coming to us from Edinburgh, Scotland, he has a professional record consisting of 15 wins, just one defeat, one draw, 11 of his 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former EBU European champion and current WBC International Featherweight champion, Lightning Lee McGregor! And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing gray with white and weighed in officially at 125.6 pounds. Hailing from Bearsden, Scotland, he is undefeated with 16 wins, 7 of his 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated former British, Commonwealth, and EBU European Silver Featherweight Champion, Nathaniel "The Nightmare" Collins!
Okay, boys, I've already spoken to you both. You know what I expect. Stay professional, obey my commands, and most of all, protect yourself at all times. Just close, boys. Good luck, boys.
Another of the famous old Glasgow Edinburgh derbies, biggest surely in this very city at the old Albany Hotel back in 1973 when the amazing Ken Buchanan took the British lightweight title off the wonderful Jim Watt. There's always spice, needle and heart aplenty in these two excellent technicians here. They know each other so well, they've sparred loads, And a decade ago, they met in the amateurs. Now they do it for real. Punching for pay. And I think that's key here, Darren, because the winner could go on to massive financial rewards.
I mean, the pot of gold gets no better, really. No bigger, sorry, fighting for a world title. So this is massive, it really is. And I feel that the battle for that lead hand is so important here. And it's Collins who started well, working nicely behind that southpaw jab.
Really looking to relax and get into a rhythm early, Nathaniel Collins. McGregor did win that amateur fight, and he did step up in weight to do it. How do you like him at lightweight, Barry? The featherweight, sorry.
Yeah, but I think it's long overdue. He's so big for the weight. And a good shot there from Collins. Nice. That was just over the front foot there, McGregor, and Collins made him pay for that. Well, you have not similar styles, but similar sort of approaches. They both like to pressurise you behind good boxing, but they both pack the punch. I mean, I think Collins' power is underrated. Everyone knows how powerful McGregor was, certainly to the body as a bantamweight. As a featherweight, he's been adaptable, I think, against Isaac Lowe. You try to put pressure in them, he's able to box moving around quite well. So he has the fluency in his work. He caused Collins problems. But Collins is sharp, and I think he's been underrated quite a lot here, Collins, in the build-up for this fight.
Yeah, razor sharp, 7 knockouts as well on the slate of Collins. From McGregor, yeah, at featherweight, I thought he looked stronger against Isaac Lowe. He's filled out nicely into the 9 stone, 126-pound division, but he's missing a bit early here, and Collins will make him pay for that.
He will, Adam, and I don't mind the aggression from McGregor, but he's got to be a lot more cute with it. He can't be reckless, because we've seen already the counter-punching from Collins, very, very sharp.
And aiming for the body early as well. Nathaniel Collins. McGregor has only ever lost once. Collins protecting this perfect record, unblemished.
Well, McGregor's always had the advantage of size, hasn't he? Massively advantage. He's still got the advantage here, but not as much. So wouldn't be able to jab against a southpaw or orthodox fight. It still works for him. Now he's up against guys who are more his size. That working against the jab, he's going to struggle just a little bit more than usual.
Is it the story of the slick southpaws tonight? Lovely uppercut, round 1, Collins.
Distance, spray. We control the distance, we control the fight, you understand, okay? Make him overreach. Exactly what you done there, okay? See when he takes you back to the corner, if he shuts that distance down, stay nice and tight. Don't bother hanging back him, okay? Listen, control the distance behind that jab. Take it, have a step back, bring it up, bring it over. Shoot a quick backhand right behind the jab. You catch them there, shoot that quick, then fucking pivot it round. Pivot around the right hand side. Beautiful work, okay? Nice and sharp. Make him fall over his front foot as he falls over, mate. Bring that shot up, bring it underneath. That backhand to the body is
welcome back. Very good corner team. Johan Senior and Junior been around the sport up here for a long time. Ricky Burns, Alex Arthur being talked about, Buchanan Watt, here's Collins and McGregor. We love these sort of derbies.
Oh, we do. It means an awful lot to not just the fighters, but the fans as well. But I'll tell you what that first round was. That was a great demonstration of counter-punching from Collins.
And just using our southpaw stance to his advantage. And what they were saying in the corner, you know, make him overreach, you know, tempting with that front foot, tempting. When he attacks, take that little step back, make him fall a little bit short. And that's why I'm saying it's going to take a while for him to just get that judgment of distance, because he's so used throughout his career being the guy who has the advantage of having that longer reach, so he can make a few mistakes and still get away with it. Now at featherweight, not so much.
He's got to try and upset the rhythm, the early rhythm that Collins has got into in that first round. I think plenty of feints with the hands and feet. Try and draw out the lead of Collins. Just be a bit more smart with that aggression. Work around the target there. He was just stood in front of Collins there. He worked well to the body, but bit more education in the work of McGregor required.
But it's getting your front foot closer, and that's why you always say get on the outside like you did just then, because it allows you to take a bigger step and then you can commit and punch through the target, certainly with the right hand.
You have to against the southpaw, Barry, and it's going to be a tough night this for McGregor if he can't get that movement right, the jab going. He could be all at sea. Collins with a fantastic opener. And look at that wide stance as well. He's really cute and clever. But McGregor's just got to suck up these first couple and start working around the body, slowing him down. As Darren says, breaking his rhythm.
When you've got to go with the wide stance like that, that's all about that is, so he wants to lean back and still have balance. So what you can do there is you feint and try and get him to draw him on, and it's hard for him to close those feet and move forward. He has to make two adjustments rather than just a natural movement forward. So McGregor's got to be feinting his way as he's attacking here.
Combination from Collins, Darren, sweet.
Yeah, that lead screw shot from Collins, very, very good. But I don't mind this from McGregor, trying to rough up Collins. Look, as a natural counterpuncher that Collins is, you don't really want to be stood inside. You'd rather keep it at range and fire those sharp counters through once your opponent's worked away. So just try and hit those arms, the waistband, some of the dark arms, just try and unsettle this confidence from Collins.
Yep, attempting to rough up his rival.
Coping well with the pressure, isn't he, Collins? Not getting flustered at all.
Oh, good shot there, though. From McGregor. Collins came back with a couple, but he had to take that one flush.
Sometimes that can be an issue with a southpaw. They carry their lead hands low, and the left hook just travelled right over that right hand.
When you can't do that, and then that range will wait, then you load up, when you square up, and you put that right hand on me. Then, the only thing we're doing is like, we're always looking for us to just try and keep on you. Don't give him an opportunity by overreaching. It's the only time you're getting caught. Every single time you overreach. And hear me, jab in here, let your right hand go. When you get that gap, double jab, but reverse some shooting, reverse some deep. Bang, and then find your feet.
Welcome back. Well, much better from Lee McGregor in round number 2. Barry, he closed the distance, didn't he? Rattled into body shots. Hustle, not always pretty, but effective.
Yeah, well, Darren said, he just made it a little bit uncomfortable for Collins. I don't think Collins was coping with the pressure quite well, but then he threw a right hand to the body and a left hook over the top of snap each punch there. And certainly was the best punch of the fight in the round.
Yeah, beautifully poised, these two excellent technicians. Lee McGregor, who's won 15 in those red, maroon and white colour shorts and the grey and white skirt-like outfit of the southpaw Nathaniel Collins in fight number 17, turned over back in October 2018. He's come up the quiet way. People haven't been raving about him, but he's very useful.
Yeah, very good fighter indeed. Just dominate behind the lead hand at the minute. I'd like to see McGregor just get that front foot on the outside of Collins. That'll help him find a jab over the right hand of Collins.
But that's not a good shot there from Collins. I understand why McGregor's not committing. He's getting the foot close. He's not committing because he knows Collins is going to take that step back, that little lean back. And I think that's where the feint always works for you. If he doesn't, even if he doesn't throw, it means you can nick more space. You've got a little bit of like a millisecond, just nick more space and then throw the shot.
That was low from McGregor. The uppercut back from Collins. Action just revving up in the third round. They're not amateurs and kids anymore, are they?
Proper established fighters here with an opportunity here to really push on, and some really good work with the uppercut from Collins, and I think that's the shot that McGregor needs to throw inside as well. You see how low Collins gets inside.
Chopping left hand from Nathaniel Collins. Both of them 28. There's so little between them in the statistics, but Collins getting those arms flowing again, and McGregor just caught in the middle of the ring, a little uncertain. The gum shield's out, and Well, it's swinging back to Collins this round.
Yeah, that was really good. Sorry, the flow and the rhythm in which he threw those shots, Collins, was very, very pleasing to watch.
McGregor's trying to get that chest over the front foot, which is not a bad idea, but there's no real, just the feet got caught there, and that's what looked like McGregor maybe tripped a bit, and he's trying to bob and weave, there's no real thought to it, so Collins is just reading his rhythm and trying to pick the shot through the middle.
He's out of range with his jab, McGregor.
Just a bit route one at the minute,
isn't it?
Only a little bit. He sort of got the right idea, just a little bit more disguised in some of his work in McGregor. And Collins boxing really well. Really controlled.
Marked up under the left eye as well, Lee McGregor. He might have to just get down and dirty and rough up Collins, not give him that room.
You've got to be careful.
Being outboxed at times.
Yeah, sorry, Adam. You've just got to be careful with that roughing him up and trying to. You don't tire yourself.
That left hook is there for McGregor. Like, see a little step to the left, get into the position to throw the shot, then take that step to the right along with the left hook.
Just regained control there. Nathaniel Collins, meanwhile, backstage, Lee McGregor's big mate, Josh Taylor. From Edinburgh, of course, or just outside. Such a brilliant fighter for so many years. The question is, what is left in the locker and how good would he be up at welterweight? Jimmy Gill, the wonderful Nottingham manager and boxing man who we lost sadly recently, and a big inspiration to this man, Echo Esserman, with Barrington Brown and Jimmy Gill from the beginning. I love Jimmy Gill, I really did. He always had a story. Looked after the Booth brothers, didn't he? Fabulous character.
Yeah, great man. And this really is a great fight to top the bill here in Glasgow. So many questions I look forward to being answered.
Yeah, questions to be answered here with these two old friends, but now rivals, certainly for the next 8 rounds or so. The WBC silver title up for grabs. WBC champion at the moment is Stephen Fulton. Our own Nick Ball, of course, with the WBA undefeated. Rafael Espinoza, Angelo Leo. It's a really crammed division, as always, the featherweights. And well, back in those times, we're talking about the Booth brothers. We had Naz, didn't we, and Paul Ingle and Billy Hardy, and so many good fighters.
Steve Robinson.
Wow.
Cinderella man. The featherweight has always been a great division, domestically and worldwide. And it still is now. So they win this fight, put you on the ladder towards those bigger fights, and that's. But they won't care about that. This is all about pride. This fight. This is. You want to be the best in the world. You want to be the best in your country. He's hurt McGregor there with that left hand.
He did. You see the punches landed on the corner box, and he is hurt here. Lee McGregor. The corner and beckoning Nathaniel Collins to go in, because it's early in the 4th round, and there is a breakthrough here for the man from the Glasgow. And he's put down McGregor dramatically for the 2nd time in the 4th round, and that was a heavier fall. And brilliant so far from Nathaniel Collins, and there's plenty of time left in the round to get the job done. He's hunting it, body shot, goes in. Nathaniel Collins with the win of his career, 17-0, knocking on the door of a world title shot. And Lee McGregor is defeated in style, and that was dramatic. And the first time that's happened to McGregor and Nathaniel Collins, who look really good from the offing, and he's on the floor in tears, the emotions pouring out. What a brilliant win, and what a dramatic round, Barry.
That was absolutely fantastic. He was boxing so well, really controlled throughout Collins there, but that finish there. The woman with the first knockdown, he threw to the body, and then the one over the top there, straight away, went bam, bam. It was a lovely shot. The body shot was just to drop the hands. Really thought about his work, and that's been the theme of the night so far for me, is everyone's been thinking about their work, not just rushing it, not just letting their hands go, being aggressive, but thoughtful with it. But Collins there was punch perfect tonight. That was a brilliant performance against a really good fighter in Lee McGregor.
Great mates, real respect. It had to go out of the building for the time they were in the ring, and Nathaniel Collins was a nightmare. His style was difficult for Lee McGregor. The southpaw, the uppercuts, the rhythm, and then, quite surprisingly, the power.
That was exceptional, Adam, it really was. Look, on paper, a really tough fight. We've mentioned what was on the line, but the way in which he's beaten McGregor there is so impressive. I mean, look at the work, look at the power, look at the speed, and most importantly, Barry, the self-belief.
Yeah, he hit with a lovely shot. Again, the timing was fantastic. And obviously that was the first knockdown. I thought it was a bit of a push, but he was already hurt. But the second one here against the ropes, when they get him against the ropes, before that, he threw a left to the body, then a left over the top. Just really clever work. It was really clever. All tonight, he's really clever. Making him miss, making him pay. Here, body, and then over the top there, right, with a solid shot. That's a really good punch. Really good. I mean, he's come of age tonight, Nathaniel Collins. He really has.
A mature and blistering performance from Nathaniel Collins. Lee McGregor up at featherweight, and he felt the weight of those punches, but it was the precision and the class tonight of Nathaniel Collins. He's been a secret, really. Not many have heard of him outside of Scotland, but he has his moment tonight, live on DAZN at prime time. And now they will be talking about the nightmare, and he could be a nightmare for these featherweights.
I'll tell you now, he'll take some beating. And not just that performance there, as impressive it was, but you watch him as a whole, as a fighter, there is so much to like about him. I mean, look at it, because that was an outstanding win, a huge win on the resume of Nathaniel Collins.
Fabulous. Another stoppage win on a sizzling night in Scotland. Well, the Ring 3 event, a blockbuster card from New York City, July the 12th. Shakur Stevenson against William Cepeda topping the bill. Edgar Berlanga and our own Hamza Shiraz facing off in the chief support. Should be another memorable night of boxing in the Big Apple. You can see it live on DAZN. So much coming up in the next 6-8 weeks. And, well, so much respect between the pair. He'll be gutted, Lee McGregor. What a win for Nathaniel Collins.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute 45 seconds of round number 4. Our referee in charge, Mark Lyson, stops the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, and now the WBC Silver Featherweight Champion, Nathaniel the Nightmare Collins.